Oh, hi everyone. Welcome back to Real Talk with Delphine, where we highlight local businesses and talk to you about what's happening within our community. I'm Distinctive Delphine with 20 Sleeps West, your realtor of choice. And today I am ecstatic to have Jill with me. Hi Jill, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm tired after walking all day, but it's good to have you here. So
I bet. I'm so glad to have you here. I can see that Millie is tired too.
Yes.
She is so sweet, you guys. Millie is a fairly new mom. We'll get to her story in a little bit, but let's talk about your story first. Tell me, how did you get to Montrose?
Well, I have an interesting story. So I actually grew up in Minnesota. So I lived there my entire life, and it kind of just took a different turn, and my life was just changing. I just needed to kind of have a new start. So I sold my house and moved to Colorado. And the reason why I picked Colorado was because I had a dream of opening a doggy daycare boarding facility. And when I did the research, I was looking at different states of where to go. And guess where the top dog state for population was? Like, if you just had to pick a state, if you thought the top one, what would you think?
Well, I'm going to say Colorado, the Carolinas maybe? Florida?
Well, actually, so Arkansas was number one. And I was like, well, I don't want to go to Arkansas.
You're like, no.
So Colorado was second on the list. And so I've always wanted to come out west. And so I thought, well, I'm going to pick Colorado because that's eventually where I want to put my dog business. So I moved with my job that I had remotely and moved out here and moved to Colorado Springs. But I'd never even visited Colorado. Like, I just picked that town to kind of just embrace Colorado and just explore. So I started hiking. I did my first 14er within like the first month, which was great. I got addicted to hiking. So then I found myself just traveling around the state, trying to figure out where would be the best place to put my business. And alongside, I was still working remotely for a publishing company. Well, so then after my year lease was, about to end, I'm like, okay, where am I? I kept always coming out to the Western Slope. So my happy place was
so
here.
Beautiful.
I know. And so I fell in love with this area. I saw this property. It just had me all over it because I could just envision having my business there. So I moved in May of 2021, or no, 2022 actually, because I was in the Springs for a year. So I moved now here to Montrose last May. Just last May. And within 90 days, I lost my remote job. So I got all settled here. I got this, great space. I have 10 acres and boom, no job. My benefits were eliminated within days. I was just devastated because I'm here by myself. I have nobody to support me. So I'm like, wow. So I was like, I knew my dream to open my business, but it wasn't going to happen because now I have no job. How can I go to the bank and do that? So I really wanted to keep in the space of the dog business. So I thought I'll just start dog walking. So I used the community to kind of like embrace my logo, and I went into the message board and I put all the different kind of...
I remember that. I loved it. I voted. Did you guys vote? I voted 100%.
And so this is what we came up with. So I just really loved the fact that the community helped me pick and choose what kind of like spoke to this area with Colorado, with the trees. And me as a woman, own business, in powerful, having more than one dogs on my logo. So the community, you guys really did kind of develop that, which is great. Elizabeth Bennett was the one that was the...
Aspire Media.
Yes, Aspire Media, the brains behind that. And so, so I started, basically like researching getting my license. I wanted to be really official and have my liability insurance. So that was really important because if I'm going to do anything right, I wanted to do it well and be smart about it, and do all the research.
Yes. And what I hear too is that on top of all that, you also have the technology. So we can actually see exactly where you're walking the dog, you're taking photos. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so it's called Pet Technology, and a gentleman out of Denver developed it. He was a pet walker himself. So, anytime that somebody does something themselves, they know how to like do it right. And so he developed it, and what's great is you become my client and you get a little magnet. So every time I come to your house, I scan the code. It gives a push notification, okay, Jill's here to pick up your dog. You immediately get to see now where I track and walk your dog. So every time we stop, every time we're walking, it has this little map. And then I can send photos directly through the app right to the person. So they, if they're not home, they can see if they're at work. So it's really kind of gives them assurance to know I'm a dog mom and no one's going to just take my dog and go walking. So it was really nice to give people assurance, and I think that really makes me stand out too, to be able to have that pet technology.
And talking about standing out too, I think there is something to be said about walking with another dog. Mm-hmm. So
I bring Millie, I do, so as a client, if they say, okay, how do I, become one of your clients? I do have a free consultation. So it's a meet and greet with Millie May. So she's crawling here on my lap.
She's like, I want to be closer.
She's so it's first walk free with Millie and me. And so I really like to see if the dog can get along with other dogs, because as I grow and my business is getting to be bigger, I want to be able to have multiple dogs, and I need to see if the dog is going to be, well adjusted with others. And if it needs a private dog walk, then that's a different conversation. So I do use Millie a lot because she's just so easygoing with just any dog, and also dogs that have not been on a leash. So I have customers that have never had their dog walked with another dog on a leash. So I have a great leash that doesn't get tangled, and it's just an easy way for them to kind of get used to that too. So.
Yeah, I know that when you started walking Stacy's dog, she said, I used to have to run around the house to put their leashes, their harness on. Mm-hmm. And since you started walking them now, as soon as they get it out, they're so excited and allowing them to put their harness on. So I think that says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Also, Jill inspired me to start walking my dog more. And I will tell you now, I go every morning and he gets so excited. He's so happy. And I think it really affects their mental health, and I think sometimes we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, and studies show that dogs need to get out daily, and 3 times a day. 15 minutes is actually, a good enough time. You don't need to be walking hours, with your dog, but just when you think about yourself and you get out for a 15-minute walk, you get that fresh air. Dogs get to sniff a different environment besides their backyard. And so that just is really, it actually, when dogs sniff a lot, it actually exerts energy. So for every 15 minutes a dog is sniffing, it's an equate to an hour of walking.
Wow.
So getting your dog to hide things around the house or under couches or things to get your dog to sniff is a really great way to exert some energy if you just need to have your dog be active.
That's amazing. I love that idea. I did not know, and I know it affects my dog. He used to just try to escape and go under the fence when I was away to just visit and sniff, I'm sure. And now that I walk him every day, he doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So it does make a difference. It's very important. All right, so best part for me.
Yes.
Shall we meet the puppies?
Yes.
So Millie right here is a new mama, and she did such a good job and gave Jill some beautiful puppies. So we have some puppy assistants here that you're going to meet in a second.
Yes.
Can we have a puppy, please?
Puppy.
Let's get 2 puppies. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
All right.
So Millie May is a 2.5-year-old golden doodle. And so she just had her first litter of puppies. And this is Handy's here, a little girl. And she's got St. Louis, so I named them after the mountains. It's just kind of a fun theme type thing in the Western Slope here. So we've got a boy and a girl here, but they're just adorable. But one thing that I think as a breeder, it's really important to be responsible and, not just going at it with no research. And so I made sure that Millie was health tested and also hips, because as being part retriever, that's one of the things that people, really want to know to make sure they don't have that hip dysplasia. So I did that. And then also I've been raising the puppies with puppy culture, which is an amazing curriculum that helps them just be really well adjusted and gives them the skills and the experiences to help them be a better adult dog. And so that was really something important to me. And part of the puppy culture was this ENS training, and it's early neurological stimulation. So when the puppies were 3 days old, from 3 to 16 days, I took each puppy and I held them upright like this. I held them upside down. I had them on their back on a cold ice block. And then I touched their paws with a Q-tip. And I did that every single day with every puppy from day 3 to 16. And that helps them just desensitize. So it helps with anxiety, depression, so many things. So that was a cool thing too.
And we can follow that on your page. I believe that you put all of these on the page. I was shocked, you guys, the first time I came here. These puppies have this little patch of grass, and they will go potty on this little patch of fake grass in their little area.
They started potty training at 3 weeks. That's
3 weeks.
3 weeks is when I introduced them to that, and now they're 100%, I put them in the hallway to get them to run. The other part of puppy culture is that there's something called the rule of 7. And before the puppies are 7 weeks, the rule would be to have them in 7 different safe environments which I've had them in the whelping pool. I have a pen. I have the hallway there, in the living room, bedroom. I've had them in all different rooms. So 7 environments, and then also 7 people. 7 different people to expose to. So I had a puppy party, which was so much fun from our women's group. Everyone got to play, and then also having them eat out of 7 different containers. So that's really important too. So I made sure that all the puppies got that as well.
Here,
so
let's switch.
We're going to give you handies, and I'm going to
exciting.
take Mount Wilson, which, oh my gosh, Mount Wilson is getting to be a favorite of everyone. He's just, oh, he's a doll. He's the biggest. He's the male, but he is just like so fluffy and just adorable and so calm. And he's
still available.
He is still available, yes. I don't think he'll be available for long though.
I really don't think so either. And somebody please take this one before I do. I haven't. I think this one fell in love with Lucas over here, my assistant. It was puppy assisting, but I think we might take a puppy home.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 female and
2
2
females
males.
and 2 males, yes.
Very, very
So I've got a
nice.
black and a tan female and a black and a tan male. So,
So we met Mom. Tell us about Dad.
So Dad is from San Juan Kennels, and he is tiny. He is a mini poodle. Mom likes to lick their private parts here to get them all cleaned up, so that's what she's doing right now. But yeah, so Nikon is from San Juan Kennels, and he is a 15-pound mini poodle. So the puppies are going to be kind of, from 15 to maybe 40. Millie's 40 pounds, and she's been that since she's been a year old. And so, yeah, they're going to be really a nice size dog for a family, not
too big.
Golden Doodles can be really big, but she's everyone always comments about her size. Yeah, so they can be kind of in that smaller. I think he will probably be closer to Mom, so he'll probably be the 40-pound.
And she did such a good job, huh?
Yes,
You did
she's
such a
so good with her
job.
babies.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, now that we know about the puppies, we know about Millie and me and the walking. Let's talk about the new thing, the sniff spot. We got the first booking today. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Thank
How
you.
does that work?
So it was kind of interesting because I guess as a business owner, I'm always believing in multi-business opportunities and always thinking of like what rings well with what I'm doing. And I have this property here, and of course I'm eventually going to be putting my dog business there, but I thought this would be a great way. I saw it on Facebook, and it was a gentleman out of Seattle, Washington, and him and his wife just decided to start renting their space for people and dog owners that maybe can't go to a dog park, or they're traveling through an area and they just need to get out, stretch their legs, and have their dogs go to a place versus, oftentimes maybe you go to a gas station when you're, driving through a town. And this way they can look on the app and see locations. Right now I'm the only sniff spot in Montrose. So I'll be on the map of like, here's a place, you just book and reserve. So everything is run through the app. It's $10 for a dog to run for an entire hour. And there's no distractions, there's no other dogs. Maybe you want to practice your recall with your dog. You want to, just do some training. Maybe you want to bring your own agility, training equipment, whatever you may have. So it's really a great way, but it's safe. So it's
You like the microphone? Yes. I love that idea. I think it's they just don't run enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that. And as you're traveling, I like that idea of being able to stop and have a safe place and environment for the dog to run.
Because not every dog, can go to a dog park. Maybe they just have fear of other dogs, or you just aren't comfortable. Or maybe like I know when Millie was pregnant and she was in heat, I couldn't have her around other dogs, but yet they still want to be a dog and they still want to run free. And so this is just a great opportunity for that. And, so each owner is responsible for picking up after their dog. I have a field out there, so really my field is, it's fertilizer for my field, so it's great. But yeah, okay. So it's just going to be a great space, and I've got a gentleman coming Saturday morning, and it's not really, I'm not going to have any interaction with them. People just come, they park, they go do their thing, and they leave. So it's very just like right through the app.
Self-serve.
And also I'm donating all of my proceeds for this first month to the high schoolers, FLBA, Future Business Leaders of America. Mm-hmm. They qualified for state. So there's 35 of our own high schoolers that are going to state. Yes, so that's really exciting. They're going April 5th through the 7th to Aurora. And so this is going to help their expenses with each, student that goes. They're doing their own fundraising as well. So I just thought I would do this in addition. And even the gentleman that booked said, hey, I'm giving $20, give it to the kids. So I really think that's a great way to just let the community know this is a way you can assist and help these students that are so amazing to go off to this, opportunity.
I think that's fantastic. And really talking about that, as you know, I love to give back. Giving back is so important, but knowing that this is important for your dog and at the same time you can feel good about how you're investing in the community, back into the community, that's phenomenal. So how do we contact you?
So Sniff Spot is actually an app, and I can put that on on the comments there. So you just directly go to, you can go to Sniff Spot, just download the app, and then look for locations and I'll pop up because I'm the only one in Montrose.
And how about for the walking?
So for Elite Dog Walking, my Elite Dog Walking Facebook page, Elite Dog Walking, but my phone number is really the best way to contact me is 612-325-9237. And but we can put the links to my website and my Facebook page too, elitedogwalkingco.com.
And we were just talking about owning multiple business.
Yes.
So we'll talk about another business that you're doing as well. But first, I wanted to know what's next, because we know of your dream. That's why you came here.
Yes.
So what's next, and what do you think your time frame is?
Well, that's an interesting thing. I feel like I've been nudged a few times to really 3 or has it been 4 years now? I sat down with a consultant company, Best in Show, and they put together the entire business plan that we worked together on that. And so it's my dream is to have a doggy daycare boarding facility. So it's going to have 40 different kennel spaces for the dogs. Each kennel space will have its own dog run, so nobody will be just trapped inside and not be able to get in and out. And the kennels are going to be arranged too so that there's no kennel aggression. Oftentimes kennels will be directly across from each other, which can cause that. So I've really been mindful on how to lay out the spacing, and that all came from this Best in Show consultant company, because he had a business for 20 years. So well-oiled machine, he knew it was the ins and the outs. So all of this came from that development.
You've done your research.
Yes. So I have the building will be 8,000 square feet, and then it'll have the indoor play areas, large and small, and then outdoor, large and small as well. And then I'm also going to have that play area for training opportunities. So I want to build it big enough so I can have maybe tournaments, I can do agility classes, not myself, but I will then have other people that are experts in that. And I did connect with, Melanie, yes, the trainer. So Dr. Melanie, and so she's actually out of clicker training right now out in Washington. So her and I just talked, and we just have so many ideas that we could partner together and do weekend events and training opportunities where a dog comes and things. But the cool thing is I'm also going to have this little mini van, that can pick people up from the airport. So let's imagine you're from the Telluride area, or you're from Ridgeway and you're flying out. You can just come with your luggage, your dog, and I will have a cool little van that'll just take your dog right back here and just do that little taxi service. Or I'm thinking maybe I'll have a parking lot. I'll do a park and ride where they can just come here, leave their car, and I'll then bring them over there.
That would be convenient. Then you don't have to pay for parking.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I'm all over that. I think that's a great idea.
So it's just, and then the Envision will then have a grooming on site. I'll have a small little spot for grooming, so then they can get all pretty and dolled up before and after they go home. And then my next plan after that, I think, will be to build a swimming pool. So I'll have dog swimming lessons, maybe partner with the vet in town, to maybe do some rehabbing. So definitely will be some fun ways to kind of partner with some other businesses too. Yes, Millie Mae.
We're dropping a puppy. Oh, well, that's great. I think, dreaming big is important. I'm a big advocate to supporting other people in town to really grow their business and be the best they can be in what they do. So I really admire that. And so we've established that for dogs, you think about wellness first, and that is clear. And how about wellness for us?
Yes, so I actually just partnered in January with Melaleuca, which I think was really a key thing. I was looking for cleaning products that were going to be safe around the puppies. yeah, I didn't have to worry about, because I wanted to obviously make sure things were disinfected and clean, and just even with baby wipes and all of that. I just really wanted to make sure I looked into a company that was going to support my goals for that. And so Melaleuca was a perfect fit. It was a company that's all green, clean products. They're all USA made, actually right here in, well, not here, but close by, Idaho Falls, not too far away. They have a beautiful facility there, but they manufacture everything on site. So it's not only cleaning products, but it's also detoxifying your whole home, whether the things you eat, the things that you, laundry detergent, you know, personal care products and things that I use on an everyday basis. So I really was able to just like, you know, devour everything and be like, wow, this is just a great way to just, you know, be really healthy from the inside out, and just for my environment, for my pets. I've got 2 cats as well that are here, and now I'll have 2 dogs. I'm keeping one of the puppies, so that's going to be fun too. So yeah.
I might do that too. Oh, I'm in trouble.
Oh, I know, puppies, they're hard to, but you know, I just truly believe these puppies are going to be just like so well adjusted, and I've just really poured my heart into making sure they're just going to be just divine dogs. So yeah, it's been fun to do it. It's something I've really wanted to do for a long time, and just Millie, I think just giving her that gift to be a mom and watch her like interact with these puppies have been just amazing. And so for me, it's like, this is me and her, you know, this is like, this is a fun thing that we've seen, you know, just kind of together. It's like everyone understands that as a dog mom.
You are so patient though, because you have so many puppies, and I know at first they were waking up in the night, and you had to manage so much. I know, but when we go back to wellness a little bit, on the at the puppy party, I had some. Was it protein bars that you had cut up, and we could try them out? Those were delicious.
Yeah. So there's, you know, there's for pre and post workout, there's just great nutrition bars, or just having things that are just really good for your gut health, and making sure they don't have all that like artificial flavoring and things. So that's really important when you're looking for something, or having something that's gluten-free. So they have a line of products like that as well.
And same, was it a pink lemonade or something that you had too?
Yes.
Yeah, that was delicious.
Sustain. So.
Yeah, that was really delicious. Lastly, I just want to talk about their meat program, as I know it's quite special, and I don't know much about it, so tell me more.
Yeah, so they actually, it's Black Label beef program. They've actually been developing this for about 3 decades. And so they wanted to have a really high quality beef program, and having no hormones, no antibiotics. That's what the company is all about, is having things that are just really clean and good for our environment. And so they treat the animals just with all humane practices, from, you know, newborn, basically they raise the cattle, and then pasture to plate is kind of it's fully integrated, meaning that they have control over that. And so it's a new subscription model that's cheaper than anything on the market, and it's only available for preferred Melaleuca customers. So
great.
Yeah.
And how do we contact you for that?
Yeah, so that's just directly through me. I don't have like a website. I can just put my phone number in there, and then I can send just like an overview video, just so you can understand a little bit more. If you're curious about that, I'd be happy to share that.
Don't hesitate to comment below, tag Jill.
Say I'd like to know more information. That would be great too.
Yes, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, yes.
Next week we'll be talking to Stacy, which you know well.
Yes.
Stacy from the Dieter Agency at American Family Insurance. I can't wait to sit down with Stacy and have a talk as well. Thank you so much for all that you do, and really to spend time with us and with the puppies.
Oh, how could I not?
I really appreciate you.
Yes, it was great to have you here.
Thank you.
you.